Hey now guys, it's me Knockout21. How you doing today? In this video, I'll be talking about various ways you could get your games to run on your consoles without the need of a disc. Now we all know that anything that uses a disc, such as a PS2, Gamecube, Xbox, etc., they're prone to failure. That is the nature of these devices. They kind of do that. There's no way around it. You know, at one point or another, your GameCube right there, it's going to stop reading the discs. Those things tend to happen. So I'm going to not really show you details of how to get these things going, because there's people out there on YouTube that do a hell of a lot better job of that than I could. But this is more or less showing you various ways, various apps and stuff to to either rip your games or get your games to run without the disc. Anyway, onward to the video. Okay, first I'm going to start off with the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is one of those consoles that's extremely hard to rip games out of, but I know of one way you could pull it off. It's using DC SWAT's operating system, Dreamshell, in tandem with an SD card reader for the Dreamcast. These things are relatively easy to get. You could get the DC card reader off of eBay for something like $5 to $10, and you can easily boot yourself a Dreamshell boot CD right off the net. I'll leave a link down in the description where you could get that. And what we'll mainly be focusing on is the GD-ROM Ripper application that's kind of embedded into Dreamshell. With this application, you could easily rip games from the disk drive onto an SD card. I have to warn you though, it does take a while to actually get the game fully ripped. For me, it took a game like Air Force Delta like around 25 minutes. So be prepared for that. You could also hard mod your Dreamcast into taking a hard drive, and the application will also rip into a hard drive, but it needs to be an IDE hard drive, and the hard drive itself will need an external power source, which means you'll be jumbling around with a bunch of wires. So I don't know if that's more your thing. I honestly prefer the SD card method, despite the fact that it takes a little while longer. Now, getting games to run on a Dreamcast without a disc could be kind of tricky. You have pretty much four options out there. Two of them is using Dreamshell. If you have any games saved on the SD card, they could run it through there. However, because of the low bandwidth, games could either not boot up at all or have extremely long load times. Another is using the hard disk drive with the Dreamshell operating system. That in and of itself is a hit or miss. Some games work well, some games don't. I'm guessing it's all up to the hard drive itself, but with my experience, some games would load and others they will run at weird speeds. I guess that's something that they still have to work a couple of kinks out. My preferred method though is using the USB GD-ROM reader from 3DO Renovations. This thing is pretty much self-explanatory. You just load up a bunch of games on your USB drive and you pretty much just stick it in. It's not like rocket science. However, the guy that makes these, he does it one by one as they're ordered. So do expect a little bit of time for it to actually arrive in the mail. Like he says in his website, just be patient. You're eventually going to get your unit. I personally waited like around a month, a little over a month to get my unit. so it wasn't too bad. There's also the GDMU. It's a similar attachment like the USB GD-ROM reader, except that it uses SD cards. However, trying to get one of these is kind of hard. The guy that makes them doesn't have them on hand all the time, so you'll be expecting a lot of delays and stuff if you want to get a hold of one. Me personally, I just went for the USB GD-ROM reader because I could actually order the damn thing. Up next, I'm going to show you guys how you could rip GameCube and Wii games using a soft modded Wii. I just have to put a note that if you want to rip it into a hard drive or use USB stick exceeding 32 gigabytes, it will have to be formatted in FAT32, just to let you guys know. And it will also have to be plugged into the bottom USB port of the Wii, as you can see here. Okay, now I have to point out that this is my most favorite ripper out of any console. It's called a USB Loader GX. It's an app that you could load on a soft modded Wii. Soft modding the Wii is not actually very difficult. I know it involves using a SD card. I'll leave a link down in the description where you can find some necessary files. But here I am, just waiting. It's loading all the applications and stuff, and it does things fairly quickly. And here's basically the menu. You could adjust the menu and stuff. There's cover art, and I'll show you right now how you can get some of the cover art for your various games and stuff that you rip. And basically ripping is quite easy. All you gotta do is pop in the disc, a menu will come up, and just pretty much click and install. It's not very complicated at all. The whole process of ripping the game does take a little bit of time. The menu you're about to see, so over 4 gigabytes. Yeah, what you see right here is actually the Wii ripping a Wii title onto an external hard drive. It takes a while. The whole process, Metro Prime 3 in particular, took around I want to say 25 minutes. So it does take a little bit of while. It does take a little while, but in my personal opinion, it's worth it. There we go. And and basically, by pushing the one button, you get this menu if you want to download some covers and stuff. I'll tell you all the files that's missing, and if you got your Wii connected to the internet, it'll automatically connect to the particular website you see right there, and basically start downloading every file that you need, to basically display all the the titles you have and whatnot. Now once everything's downloaded, you get your nice cover right there, Metro Prime 3 Corruptions, and basically just makes the menu look a lot better. Games are easily identifiable and whatnot. Go ahead and showing off my collection. I own all these games, by the way. I've just been ripping them for the past couple of weeks. And for the sake of me not getting flagged or anything, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and like always, have a good one. Take care, you guys.